Joining me now to talk about what could lie ahead, investigative journalist Webster Tarpley. And we're talking about, this agreement. And a lot of people are seeing this as a victory for Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. I mean, is this the start of a beautiful friendship?
I think we better take it easy on the victory lap for Hillary. Some people would say this is a kind of April Fool's Day prank by the British Foreign Office and the U.S. State Department. The Chinese have said at the Foreign Ministry today, Thursday, that they have committed to nothing. They're going to take part in a discussion. You might say they're going to monitor the discussion, but there's no commitment to sanctions, and there's no commitment to seriously discuss anything.
But showing up at the table is certainly a
the table is
step forward.
These are all secret negotiations, right? None of this is done in public. This entire business began a couple of days ago when President Sarkozy of France was here. He is, of course, severely damaged after having lost his regional elections. He can't really deliver on anything that Obama wants. Obama wanted French troops for Afghanistan. The answer on that was no. But Obama and Sarkozy got up there and postured with this idea that there would have to be sanctions against Iran within weeks. Well, it goes nowhere. The other thing I would say is that the Chinese have said that they continue to want a diplomatic solution, and that indeed, whatever sanctions there are, this is now getting more and more diluted because of objections from places like Brazil, Turkey, Lebanon that are on the council. And the idea is that the U.S. has now dropped any interference with Iranian shipping, any interference with aviation. That's all gone. And I would even add that the Russian position is actually getting more hard against this. The Russian position is that if there are any sanctions, they have to deal with nuclear weapons issues and nothing but. And also the Russian position says that if you take sanctions again, you're ruling out any military action. But I think we just take one step back and look at the broader conflict between the United States and China. You've mentioned some of the points. You know, April is the cruelest month, but March was already pretty rough for Obama and for Hillary Clinton in particular. The Chinese have failed to show up at the U.S. Treasury auction last week, and because of that lack of demand, the bid-to-cover ratio deteriorated. That means the prices went down, the yields went up, and the U.S. is now paying about 1/3% more, 30, 40 basis points than they used to for borrowing money. But I think the really big one is Afghanistan. Why did Obama rush to Afghanistan last weekend to meet with President Karzai? And the answer seems to be a great fear here in Washington that Afghanistan is slipping out of U.S. NATO control into the Chinese orbit. President Karzai of Afghanistan had gone to Beijing, met with President Hu, spent 2 days there, all kinds of development deals and contracts under discussion. So it looks like the reason that Obama went over there was to try to warn Karzai, we will not let you fall into the lap of China and indeed Iran, because Karzai had also been exchanging visits with Ahmadinejad.
But do you think this is a strategy that will work? I mean, he went over there, and we saw that he was there about 24 hours. Is this something that leaders in Afghanistan are going to pay attention to, especially if perhaps they have a better offer?
They're getting better offers. And let's just look at Iraq right next door. In the case of Iraq, the U.S. candidate, Alawi, is not succeeding in taking power against the Iranian Chinese-backed candidate, Maliki. And that is, I think, a very good indication that the U.S. position is also weakening there. And if I could, just one other around the world. These attempts by the U.S. to interfere are not working well against these other countries. In Italy, the Prime Minister Berlusconi has just won his regional elections. The U.S. had been trying to gin up a color revolution against Berlusconi, the violet revolution. This has now failed. And the reason behind this is Berlusconi is a big supporter of the South Stream pipeline, and he's also a close personal friend of Putin. Many people would say that Berlusconi is personally closer to Putin than he is to Obama, therefore he's targeted. Sarkozy, very close to Obama, lost his regional election. So that's another indication that the entire U.S. strategic position is beginning to crumble worldwide.
All right, Around the World with Webster Tarpley. Stay tuned.